Hi, welcome to 2-Minute Writing Tips. For today's NaNoWriMo segment, we're going to talk about starting the process of outlining your novel. If you're looking for reading material about this, I highly recommend this book by Christopher Vogler, The Writer's Journey: Mythic Structures for Writers. This book takes a deep dive into all of the elements that you might include in a story. There's a ton of fantastic advice in here. There are different ways of dividing up a book, but a method many writers use is to divide the story into 3 parts or acts. Act 1 is your introduction, Act 2 is where most of the action happens, and Act 3 is where things start to wind down. So map out your story just like this. I like to draw it on a Bristol board and use Postits for my scene descriptions. That way you can move things around if you need to. And when you're done with a story and you're starting a new one, you just throw the Postits away and use the same template. Now, don't worry about chapters at this point. You can work on arranging everything into chapters later on. For now, write a 1-sentence description of your scenes on Post-its and add them to your outline. For today, we'll talk about what goes into Act 1. This section is where you introduce your character and set up their ordinary world. So your story starts with your character doing something they would ordinarily be doing. Then there's an incident, something that happens that invites your character to the story. But your character may not want to be in a story. So over here, they are wrestling with that conflict. And here at the end of Act 1, you have the lock-in when your hero becomes committed to the adventure. My advice is to decide on these 2 scenes first and then fill in the rest of these. This is a living outline. You'll be tweaking it throughout the whole process. It's not set in stone, it's just a guide. Next week, we'll talk about plotting out Act 2. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.